Have you ever wondered what can be made out of this UFO-looking vegetable? How about delicious, heavy textured brownie? Let's do it! We use 2 small medium-sized squashes, about 300 grams of white flour, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, a cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, about 50 milliliters or 2 ounces olive oil. Remove the skin of a pattypan squash and grate it with a large-scale grater. Pattypan squash contains a sticky juice, that's why eggs can be avoided in this recipe. You may want to use a food processor, but I think grater is the best and easiest choice. We came up with about 300 grams of grated squash. No big deal if you get a bit more or less, just use it all. It bakes into fine texture so you won't feel any pieces of it in the brownie. In a large bowl, combine flour and a cocoa powder. And it better be sieved. We had to do it eventually to get a more seamless mix. Add sugar. In a separate bowl, mix grated squash and olive oil. Mix well. Combine it with flour, cocoa, sugar mix. Now mix it very well. It might be tough in the beginning, but squash will eventually release its juice and the mass becomes moist. You may need to add a little bit of olive oil if the mix is still too dry. Then set your oven to 170 degrees Celsius or about 340 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease your baking dish with oil. You can also line it up with a parchment paper. In this case we use this bread loaf type, but any right size pan is fine. Just make sure your brownie is not much thinner than about 5 centimeters or about a couple inches. Bake for 45 minutes. When a brownie is ready, take it out of the oven and let it cool for a little bit. In the meantime, we'll make a glaze. Crush 100 grams of dark baking chocolate. You may want to add some sugar to make it sweeter, and a little bit of lime or lemon juice to your taste. Melt it over a hot water bath. Then glaze the top of the brownie and let it cool down. And voila! There's not much more to add to it, but enjoy. Guys, thank you for watching and please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. That will help us grow so we can spoil you with more delicious ideas.